Hi, this is Ruchi, and I'm so excited to have this amazing superwoman of a girl with us. She's a girl, she's not really a woman yet, even, but she's super for sure. And this is Virali Modi, and I've been wanting to have this conversation with you, Virali, for such a long time. But I think this is the most opportune time because it's Women's Day. I want people to understand, well, the super weak community to understand that every woman is super in her own way. Every woman is a superwoman. And you know what? You've embodied that so beautifully in your life. You're living that superwoman life with this exuberant, quirky attitude that I absolutely love and admire. So I just want you to share with us your story a little bit.
Well, thank you so much.
Or a lot.
Actually, a lot, right? That's better. I am a lot. No, but thank you so much, Ruchi. It's a blast to see you after so many years.
I know, it is.
Like, it's a blast.
After COVID.
After COVID. And imagine we're here today and we're chatting.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having me. And I'm so
Thank you.
excited. And you're just awesome as ever, yeah.
You too.
Thank you.
This is women empowerment right here. Women supporting women. That's the first rule of becoming a superwoman, right?
Always, always. So, I mean, yeah, where do I start? My story is so it's ups and downs and colorful and just vibrant everywhere.
No, I really want you to tell us what is it that really helped you to get in touch with that superwoman aspect of yourself. You've been through this difficult journey. Yeah, we can't deny that. And you've come out so strong and so beautiful and so victorious. I mean, you're an inspiration to all of us. Not just because of your disability, and she's corrected me and wants me to call it disability, and so I am.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's important that we acknowledge the elephant in the room. That's what you said. So we are.
We're not talking about my weight here. So
you look hot.
Thank you.
So yeah, tell us. I mean, how did you get in touch with that superwoman part of you?
You know what? I honestly feel that I was always this caterpillar wanting to become a butterfly. But that transformation that was needed, and that transformation was the disability. To be very honest with you, I know a lot of people would say that if I was in your position, I would have given up, I would have done this, I would have done that. But honestly, when you're in that position, if you're not in that position, how do you know what you're going to do?
That's
so
true.
It's always about, I feel, जब सर पे कुछ आता है ना, that is when you learn how to be yourself and you transform into this butterfly. So that initially, I guess it started with me always wanting to do something for the community from a very young age and wanting to help people in general, but then also wanting to be a model and wanting to do something. And that is only because of Shah Rukh Khan, by the way. That is only because of Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
Really?
Then I wanted to become like an actor or an actress, and I wanted to go into the glitz and glam of Tinseltown, okay? And I think at the age of 14, I learned modeling and acting, but then I traveled to Mumbai during the monsoon in 2006. I visited my family, my relatives and everyone. And
this is when you used to live in the US.
Yeah, and Ruchi, I was a Bharatanatyam dancer. I've learned Bharatanatyam.
Oh, wow.
I've learned salsa, tango, jazz, hip hop, Bollywood. Like I've learned these different styles of dance. So I was always a dancer, I was athletic, I was a swimmer. And I came to India and to Mumbai, went back to the States in August end. Suddenly got a fever. Doctors have no idea what happened, why the fever was skyrocketing to 102, 103. And suddenly they did all of their testing, everything is negative. They have no idea what's wrong with me. I go back home, they did a lumbar puncture as well. That was negative. I go back home. The next day, my mom wakes me up. I'm hallucinating. I can't recognize my mom. I'm like, तुम मुझे कौन है? तुम मुझे kidnap करके लाई है यहाँ पे.
Oh my.
And imagine I'm the only child.
How scary for your mother.
She was like, she's worried. Like, ये क्या हो रहा है? What is going on? And ultimately, I just told her like, मुझे घर जाना. And she put me to sleep again. My nanny comes. She wakes me up 5 minutes later, totally normal. And so my nanny said that she's hallucinating. Need to take her to the emergency room. I get up to walk and I start limping. I'm not able to walk properly. I go to the washroom and I cannot pee. I stopped urinating.
Oh my god.
My bladder gave up on me. And they take me to the hospital, they drain my bladder, transfer me to a bigger hospital. They do an MRI over there. That MRI, like they speculated that there's something in the back of my neck in the cervical region. After the MRI, they do another lumbar puncture. I'm turned on my side. They put me back and my blood pressure skyrockets to over 200s. The normal is about 120. And I have a seizure. I vomit. Half of it goes into my lungs, half of it comes out. I aspirated. I went into respiratory arrest and cardiac arrest.
Oh my goodness.
And I was declared dead for 7 minutes. And the doctors had given up. The doctors were trying to revitalize my heart. And finally, after 3 shocks, they got like a very small heartbeat back. But they could not get my breathing back. So I was on life support. I was on a ventilator. I had a tube shoved down my throat.
Oh my god.
And that evening, I was conscious. I was able to recognize everyone. I could point to my mom and my dad, and everything was perfectly fine. But the next day, they do another lumbar puncture because they didn't get enough fluid to test. I go into a coma.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm laughing about this, I'm smiling about this now. But yeah, I went into a coma. I was in a coma for 23 days, during which I was declared dead 2 more times. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of it, but it was all undiagnosed and there was no rhyme or reason for that to happen. And the doctors have no clue till now. On the 21st of September.
So nobody knew what happened to you? No one knows.
No one knows.
I am.
A miracle.
You're a miracle woman. I was just going to say this is a miracle.
But the miracle is still about to come.
Okay.
I mean, I know I'm here.
She's here.
But it's still about to come.
Yeah.
You know, I want to just say something about my mom here. My mom, the day that I was declared dead for 7 minutes, is the only day that she cried. The rest of the days, she did not shed a single tear. And
wow, that's really strong of her.
Yeah, and my mom she had this full faith and she had this full belief. Like, bolte na man mein hai vishwas. So that was her. Like, that's her in a nutshell.
No wonder you're the strong woman, right? I mean, we need the backing of other strong women or strong people to become the strong women that we are today. So no wonder, I mean, hats off to your mother and thanks to her.
Thank you. But no, definitely, my dad was also a very sentimental person, very sensitive, very emotional. He gave up very fast, and I don't blame him for that first time.
Absolutely. It is scary.
It is, and everyone's response to something traumatic is different. So I don't blame him for that. But he did give up. He was like, "Arey, what if she doesn't survive?" And he would start crying in the hospital room. मेरी mom उनको धक्के मार के बाहर निकालती थी. And she was like, "Do not cry in front of her in the damn room." उसका दिमाग तो चल रहा है ना. वो भले नींद में है, she is unconscious, but her brain is still working, right?
I mean, you know, people don't realize this, but there are so many studies that tell us that people in coma can actually perceive what's happening around them. Yeah? You're one of those people.
I am one of those people. So I remember, let me just finish the story because you're getting ahead of me. So that day, on the 21st of September, the doctors basically told my parents that they wanted to pull the plug on me, that they wanted to kill me because every medication, I was treated for almost every neurological illness that could be treated by medicine, and none of it was working. There was no improvement. तो कोई मतलब उम्मीद ही नहीं थी. There was no hope. So they were like, we want to pull the plug on a ventilator. And that day,
that's giving me the shivers.
Oh.
Yeah. And then?
No, so that day my mom, she literally fell to the floor. She grabbed the doctor's feet and she cried that day. And इतना रोई है वो क्योंकि जूते गीले करती है. And she's like, मेरी बेटी की 15th birthday आ रही है, 29th of September को. I don't care what you have to do. I want permission from you to celebrate her 15th birthday, and this is a mother's last wish. ये मेरी आखिरी ख्वाहिश है for my daughter, and I want to celebrate her birthday. And they're just like, पागल हो, like you are crazy. Like your daughter is fighting between life and death, and you want to celebrate her birthday. And my mom said like, yeah, because I know she's going to survive. And when she comes
Wow.
out of her coma, she's going to ask me, what happened to my birthday? तो मैं क्या उसको दिखाऊंगी? What proof?
What conviction?
What determination she had? What faith? So we got the permission. They got the permission, and we had 80 people in my ICU room on my birthday, on the 29th of September. And my dad is here holding my hand. Everyone's singing happy birthday.
And you're on life support.
I'm on life support. I'm in a coma. And oh yeah, they gave my mom an ultimatum. One condition. They'll give you permission if Virali does not show any improvement on the 29th of September, then on the 30th at midnight, we will pull the plug. And she signed the consent. That day on the 21st. Got the permission, 80 people in the ICU room, singing happy birthday. Dad is holding my hand, and जैसे केक काटा मैंने आगे.
Oh my god, goosebumps all over. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is amazing. What a miracle story this is, right? You were right, the miracle was around the corner.
No.
This is not the miracle.
This is definitely the
This is a
miracle.
miracle.
This is miracle number one. Miracle one, okay. I go back into a coma after 40 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and the doctors are just like, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine.
Obviously, when your eyes opened, this is what you were talking about. You were perceiving what's around you. No?
No.
So how did your eyes open?
My eyes, I don't know, just
Yeah.
opened and I was just staring at the ceiling. There wasn't any like eye movement. I was just staring at the ceiling. But when I say perceiving what happened, so while I was in the coma, I had a dream of everything that was happening around.
Right.
Like an out of body experience, like me looking down on myself and realizing like everything that's happening. And people honestly ask me like 7 मिनट तक तू मर गई थी तो तूने क्या देखा? And freaky, but I did see something. I remember waking up in this white space, and जैसे मैं खड़ी हुई, stairs emerged. I climbed each step, and each step kind of just vanished behind me. And there was this huge mahogany door with like engravings on the door ka border. And I knocked on it, and like there's this huge echoing that I could hear. I knocked on it 3 times. No one opened the door, and I was just like, "Piche mudo." And I turned around and I saw
Wasn't
the
your
steps.
time.
Wasn't my time. I saw the steps reappearing again. And I walked down and each step disappeared above me.
I mean, this makes you feel like, you know, the afterlife or the beyond is not that scary anymore, right? This beautiful mahogany door
Yeah,
awaiting your arrival.
beautiful it was.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, thank you for showing us all of that and, you know, talking to us about this really intimate journey that you've had with life and death and, you know, all of it in between. I think it's so beautiful actually to hear and such an inspiration as well, you know.
I mean, it's been crazy, no doubt. But I was paralyzed. Like I came out of the coma on
Yeah.
the 5th of October. And I was paralyzed from the neck down. So my hands were not working, nothing. And like, so you perceive me as this very positive, this very quirky person.
That's the way I perceive you,
Right?
absolutely.
That's how you see me, and that's how I was raised. I was raised to be independent. I was raised to be confident and to be positive and to think about things positively. After coming out of the coma and realizing that I was paralyzed from the neck down, I wasn't negative about it. I was like, "हाँ हो गया तो हो गया."
Are you serious?
I'm not even kidding you. I was like, "हो गया तो हो गया."
So dare I say that you had the right frame of mind and personality to actually go through something like this?
Not really. No.
Mm.
No. Because I kind of did diverted from that path. And
Right.
what I mean by that is it was not internal influence, it was external influence. So I remember going home. I was okay with myself. No doubt I was kind of like, why did this have to happen? I'm only 15 years old. But I wasn't like, arey, meri life hyper content. I wasn't that person. But I did try to reach out to my friends. I was missing that social connect,
Right.
social life. And my friends basically told me, so it's very irritating. Sorry, it's very irritating. My friends basically told me that they didn't want to talk to me, that I was a burden, that because I'm in a vegetative state, technically a vegetable, मैं हिल नहीं सकती, हाथ भी नहीं चलते, तो क्या करेंगे मेरे साथ? And so they shunned me. And because of that experience, I didn't go to like school. I didn't go to school. I stayed home, and this was in the US. I stayed home, I was homeschooled. But those words, like my friends and my relatives made me feel that way. And those words just stuck to me.
So what you're saying is that, this is not really you may be a positive person, but life and society and the people around you can influence the way you feel, and that's exactly what happened to you, and that's what was a downer to you.
That was a downer. It led to depression, anxiety, panic attacks.
Right.
And I even tried to commit suicide twice. I did.
Wow.
I did.
So even a positive person like Virali can go through like this really depressive phase and this anxious phase where she can, even think of things like suicide. So, I mean, all of us, when we go through difficulties, we may not be the strongest person like Virali, but definitely can feel depressive and anxious from time to time. So it's all about managing your mind and surrounding yourself with the right people then,
And
which
so
I'm sure you have now.
Now, definitely. But I think that the catalyst was this. Like, this is what I needed to hear in order to grow. And my mom was that one person. So when we talk about like the law of attraction and we talk about self-love and everything, that was my mom for me.
Right.
And she is the one who, like, she introduced me to that. And maybe she unknowingly like used the law of attraction to like bring me back to life.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, definitely. I remember after coming out of the hospital. Now just visualize this. I laugh about it now, but just visualize it. Imagine a girl who जिसके हाथ ढंग से तो चल भी नहीं रहा है, नीचे बैठी है, अपने पैरों को ऐसे मार रही है, and she's like, मेरे को नहीं जीना, I don't want to live anymore. Like, what did I do to deserve this? This is after like attempting suicide twice. I'm just crying. I'm sitting on the floor. My mom is behind me, and she's just like सहला रही है मुझे. And ultimately, she stops. And she's like, तेरा नाटक हो गया. And I'm like, Mom, you are supposed to be sensitive towards me. I have tears in my eyes. She's like, no, please, man, tell me. ये सब करके तुझे क्या मिला? Were you able to change the past? I said, no. She's like, are you able to change the future? I said, no.
I just want to add here, I mean, this is such an important thing you're talking about. We think we are victims, but we're never really the victims of our circumstances. We will become the victim if we, buy into that story that is trying to make us a victim. But we're so much stronger than that, right? And that's what you have to...
We need to understand that.
Yes.
And that is when my mom was like, तो अपना present क्यों खराब कर रही है? Yes, your past will give you consequences, will give you traumatic, it will give you a lot of trauma. It will give you anxiety, it will give you panic attacks. But if you let it influence your present, you are determined, you're being determined that your future is going to be a mess.
Absolutely.
That is basically what you're doing.
Yeah.
So why live in the past? Why think about something that you cannot control?
Stop being a victim and take charge of your
Take charge
reality.
of your life.
Right now, the present moment has all the power. I agree.
Exactly.
What an amazing woman.
I swear.
Yeah, and her daughter is an amazing woman too. So.
But honestly, like Ruchi, I was 16 at that time. Being a 16-year-old who listens to their parents, I took it with a grain of salt. I was like, she's like, you need to learn how to love yourself. पहले खुद से प्यार कर.
Yeah.
Then only you can expect other people to love you. So again, it's all but the law of attraction. Your जो energy आप बाहर डाल रहे हो, वही energy आपको वैसे ही मिलेगी.
Correct.
वही attract करोगे. So I read a lot. I read The Secret. I watched films. I did all of this. Thankfully, I got to an age where I would say when I was maybe 19, 20, where I was like, you know what? No, I don't care if I don't have friends. I am enough.
Right.
मुझे किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Right now, I can literally count my 5 friends. 5 friends.
And I think most of us are like that. We have that close inner circle, and then the rest of the people around us are acquaintances or party friends or social friends, and that's fine. I mean, everyone has that close circle in their life who is probably their soul family.
Definitely.
And yeah.
Definitely. But then I also feel I would rather party with those 5 people than like 100. Because
and there is no right and wrong here.
Yeah,
Whatever suits you better.
Wherever you find peace, definitely. But it's like my energy is so precious to me now. My time, my dedication, my work, me. I have made myself a priority now. So yeah, if I'm not feeling happy somewhere, if I'm not content about something, I'm going to speak my mind. And अगर किसी को बुरा लगा तो 2 रोटी खा के सो जा. After all, I'm a Gujarati. So what do you expect?
दाल चावल खा के सो जा.
Bas, there you go. आलू पराठे खा के सो जा.
Yeah, I'm a Punjabi.
Exactly. Had to plug that in there.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think self-care and understanding your own worth is part of self-care. That is the most important thing in life, right?
It's
To
a
really,
journey.
to really value who you are and to respect who you are, to accept who you are in your darkness, in your lightness, in your ability, in your disability. It's also important.
So when we talk about disability, think about it, okay? Everyone is disabled.
I agree.
So then why do we have the terminology? Why can't we normalize disability as being, everyone has it, यार ठीक है मेरी दिखती आपकी नहीं दिखती.
Correct.
So when I talk about disability, मेरी disability maths है boss. I suck at maths. I need a calculator.
Yeah.
Even basic addition and subtraction I cannot do without a calculator. So
Right.
that is my disability. ये तो सब दिखती है ना.
You're right. You're absolutely right. What I wanted to talk about actually about empowering other women, Virali, to really become that or tap into that superwoman within themselves. How do you advise people to do that?
Learn, and if like whatever you like, whatever you want to learn about, learn from people. Go out, tell them that you want to learn their skill or you just want some insight into their skill. And as a woman, if
And be
you're
open.
and be open and be positive, be flowing, be free about it. And as a woman, if you're an entrepreneur or if you're someone who's into the creative field or you have a talent or a skill, be open and be willing to share it. Because sharing is caring people.
So what I'm hearing is that, tap into your uniqueness, in your ability, believe in your ability and then go share it with the world is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Don't be shy about sharing it with the world because your uniqueness is what the world needs, right?
Definitely.
Because you are a superwoman. Each woman is every woman is a
Every
superwoman.
woman, definitely.
And I would also add to this that, I think the adversities that we go through actually make us stronger. So rather than playing the victim card and being in victim mode, move out of that and learn, grow, embrace the journey and just become the best version of yourself and go out there and live your life to the fullest. You're not a victim.
And slay queen.
Yeah, and slay queen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning the lingo, I'm not in my 30s. I've just slided over
I
now.
know she's not in her 30s, she looks like she's in her 20s.
Yeah, I'd like to believe that at least.
So believe
But I'm
it.
embracing, I'm
Believe
pro-aging.
it.
I'm
Believe
embracing being older and I'm loving it. So,
I turned 30 last year,
Yeah.
turning 31 this year, which is not going into the regular video by the way. But no, I'm just kidding. But I am loving my 30s more than I'm loving my 20s. Like I've learned a lot in my 30s.
and I have to say, I'm loving my 40s more than I loved my 30s.
And
So
she does not. People look at this. She does not look 40 at all. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's embracing yourself and just
absolutely.
loving the journey and loving the lessons. I've been in a lot of toxic relationships. I've met a lot of people that are not good for my energy. A lot of negative people, or I wouldn't say negative people, but negative for me.
Well, negative at that point of time because they haven't resolved their issues and then that's reflecting on you, which isn't fair to you.
It might not be fair to me, but it's also a lesson for me.
Sure.
So I've always believed that no experience is a bad experience. So if something you think is bad might be for your higher good,
Yeah.
might be for your evolution. And I would never think about that before. to be very
Good.
frank.
That's great.
And I now realize that, the whole thing about my mom saying, अपना past नहीं बदल सकते, अपना future भी नहीं बदल सकते, तो why are you fucking up? So why are you fucking up your present? अभी तो repeat ही करूँगी मैं. So why are you messing up your present? And I believe that everything is interlocked like a chain.
It is.
It is a
You're
chain.
right.
So you are always presented with two paths. Do you want to play the victim card? Do you want to get out of it and do something?
Absolutely.
So I have chose get out of it and do something.
And you're doing brilliant.
And I have the wheels to prove it.
You do. And you're doing amazingly well. We're all so inspired by you and proud of you. As a woman, I'm so proud of you. And more power to you every day. I want you to talk about feminism now a little bit. What is feminism to you?
Feminism to me is equality. It does not look at gender. It does not look at gender. It does
I
not look
agree.
at sexuality. It does not look at disability, caste, anything, religion. It doesn't look at that. It looks at humanity. And for me, it is I should be given every opportunity or every right as the next human being.
I agree.
That is it. And that is how I want to promote feminism. And that is actually what feminism is.
I agree.
It is not about male bashing. It is not about saying my religion is higher than yours or your religion is higher than mine or you are superior. It is not about being superior.
It's about acceptance as well, in a way. Yeah, it's about acceptance of being genderless, everythingless, and just accepting things as they are, people as they are,
Yes,
right?
yes,
People as
exactly.
just people.
People are people. You cut them, they bleed red.
True.
That's it. Look at it that way, and then that's when you will stop giving a crap about all these minuscule things that we want to magnify and consider them to actually be issues when they're not.
True.
They're just minuscule. आखिर में सब मर ही जाते हैं और मिट्टी में ही मिलते हैं. Being very frank here and being very bittersweet, but it's true.
But it's true, and also, between life and death, as you know, there's so much to be learned and so much to be done by each and every one of us. So let's grab that opportunity with both hands and really make the most of who we are as people, not man or woman, just as people, and make an impact in this world,
Just
on a
as
small
human.
scale, on a big scale, just with your neighbor, maybe just with your child, or with the whole world, whatever that may be for you.
And I honestly
Just go ahead and do that.
I honestly feel the best impact that you could make is just by smiling.
That's true.
Just by smiling, that's it. You don't
Lightens
need to.
everybody.
You don't need to go and win the damn Nobel Prize for God's sake.
Which you might do one day, by the way.
The Nobel Peace Prize, maybe. Maybe for slaying. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean,
Maybe for slaying.
maybe.
Totally.
No, just kidding. But just kidding. But what I mean to say is, creating an impact is what's important. It does not have to be on a larger scale like this.
Yeah.
Just by smiling at your neighbor, just by giving a smile to a stranger.
Being nice,
Just
being
kind.
being a good human being, and just looking out for another person. I think that's so important.
That's
And
it.
and if you've learned something, just sharing it, going out there and sharing it like you are, which is great.
Thank you.
So I want to also talk about, since we're talking about Women's Day here, I want to talk about with feminism and everything, and people really understanding it, that it's not about male bashing, it's about embracing everybody as an equal. Where do you see the future of women now, Virali? How do you see the future panning out for us women?
You know what?
We've been on quite a journey. It's been
Yeah.
an evolution, right?
Hell
Of
yes.
womankind.
Hell yes. Yeah. Actually, I see women killing it. I see women at the topmost positions in the corporate, in the professional world. I see women taking charge of their life and just leaving their jobs behind and doing something creative and just doing what they want. I'm seeing a lot of women with disabilities also coming out creating content on social media when they were once shy of putting themselves out there.
Right.
And that is amazing. That's amazing. So I believe if we all collectively actually help each other out, actually be that hand, aa jao mera haath pakdo, and I will help you, I will guide you, and actually
It's
want
an
to
age
do
of
that.
collaboration,
That's
right?
it,
And women
that's
need to
it.
collaborate with other women and lift each other up. It's an age of collaboration.
So what you're seeing right now is definitely an energy exchange.
It is.
It
Yeah.
is. It's like hashtag Ruchi Khanna in collaboration with Virali Modi.
Totally.
And that is what it is. And so it's amazing because we're feeding off of this energy of each
Yeah.
other. And I mean, she's picked up on my horrible jokes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
cracking some
She's-
really bad jokes earlier.
She was
Which I don't really do.
Yeah, she and oh my yeah, she doesn't do that. So just imagine, like, that's how amazing it is, and
Yeah.
that's how it
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah, I'm totally
should.
inspired by you even to crack dirty jokes.
Not dirty, lame
Okay,
jokes.
lame ones and dirty ones, both.
Not gonna say them on camera, but yes.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, this is how it is. I mean, just give your energy. Take the energy. So it's
I
a
agree.
reciprocation.
Yeah, and we all feed off each other's energy anyways. And how about uplifting your energy to a level that it's overflowing and others can feed off it, and you can receive from others and fill your cup. And imagine this beautiful reciprocal of energy happening like it's happening here.
Imagine a fountain.
Yeah.
This beautiful fountain of like two mermaids.
Oh,
And
I
like
that.
just the water is the energy circulating. Just
I like
imagine
that.
Please
I
have
understand.
one right here. Either
Yeah.
mujhe de do.
So women, we all need to be that mermaid fountain of energy for each other, and we need to be in this collaborative mode, and we need to stand for each other and stand together. and
Roll. Let's be
yes.
inclusive.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, wait, that was a joke. That was a joke. I'm kidding. Oh my
That
god.
one.
See,
Yes,
this is what I mean.
but I agree with you. Or roll or swim or whatever works for you. Since you're a mermaid, you can swim too, right? So we're being inclusive of mermaids as well here.
And unicorns, let's be
And angels.
and let's not go overboard, because right now I think like the energy is so high and it's
Yeah.
like vibrating here, and Ruchi is
So-
like become a tomato right now. A
Is
cute
it the-
tomato. A cute
Because of the
tomato.
lights.
She's so very cute.
Yeah, not a content creator, but trying to be one. Hashtag aspirations. So just collaborate and just be there for each other, and even in lights, camera, action situations, be there for each other.
Yeah, definitely. And even if the director forgets some of the words,
Still be there for each other.
still be there for each other and teach the director as the talent.
Yeah,
or as
because
the-
she's a woman.
Yeah. Oh, that was dark. That was so dark.
I told you, dirty jokes.
Dirty jokes, like.
Yeah.
So this is how it is. It's fun. I mean, just raise your energy and your vibration in
Yeah.
such a way that you're able to give that energy and that
Totally.
vibration to everyone around you, and let it be like the koi fish and a koi.
That's beautiful. I mean, I couldn't have said it better. She's taken the last word home. Yeah.
Akhir mein Modi.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Again, another bad joke.
I won't say anything here. I'll be politically correct.
It's okay, I crack a lot of Modi jokes. I think it's after अब की बार मोदी सरकार, I mean like आप लोगों ने मेरे पे इतने jokes बनाए हैं ना, अब तो मैं खुद की ही लूँगी.
Nah.
Because I do not want to give you guys.
biggest fan, so
I will not say anything on camera.
okay, we shouldn't.
I deny. No comments.
This part, please cut.
Yeah, this part is internal BTS. It's like not even getting circulated anywhere.
Okay,
But
so what should we talk about next? I think we've covered
I
everything.
think actually this is just musty. That's
Yeah,
happening
this
right
is
now.
musty.
But I honestly believe that when we talk about like the law of attraction, right? There are wrong ways of manifesting. There are wrong ways of manifesting.
Talk about that.
And I
Go ahead. Please go ahead. We want to hear. She's playing victim.
I'm gonna throw a tantrum.
Jaldi bolo. Baby, jaldi bolo.
Okay, mama. No, so when we talk about the law of attraction, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. And not a lot of people know about the wrong way, and most of them are actually doing it the wrong way. And so it's your thoughts, the things that you speak, the things that you think about yourself, and the way that you think about others, and your belief and your faith are all in a mix together. What I mean about that is, if you are thinking, even if you have like a negative thought about yourself, like you look into the mirror, like, oh shit, this makes me look fat. You're gonna gain weight, you're gonna actually become fat because you believe that you look fat. You're not gonna go on to productive ways of wanting to lose weight. And this is just like a very superficial.
That's true, you're right.
Very superficial thought, but it's true. So whatever you think about yourself, that energy, that vibration is thrown out into the universe. And the universe, when we talk about like the North Pole and the South Pole, they're opposites, they're magnets.
True.
And what happens? Well, you are a magnet. So you're throwing out your energy into the universe. The universe is like, अच्छा, तू लगती है कि तू मोटी दिखती है, तुझको और मोटी बनाता है, और मोटी बनाता है. Obviously not like that, but just me being quirky. But that's how it is. So if you think about yourself in a negative way, or if you even think, I wish I had more money, you're not believing that you're deserving of that money. You're not visualizing the life that you want, or not believing that you are deserving of that life.
So what you're trying to say is that we are the energy that we attract in our lives. So we have to be the energy of what we want in our lives, is what you're saying. And that's absolutely right. I agree with you 100%.
Believe in it and have faith.
Be it.
Be it. So when they say be the change you want,
this is what
that
they're
is
talking
it.
about.
That
Correct.
is it.
That's absolutely right.
That's it.
And this is such an important thing. If we just learn about the law of attraction, we'll also want to be collaborative. Since we spoke about collaboration earlier, we'll also want to be collaborative, because exuding and being the energy of that collaboration that you want to give will allow you to receive it as well.
Correct.
Right? And being the energy of love and giving and kindness will also bring that in your life
Correct.
to you.
And gratitude. And that is where gratitude
Absolutely.
comes into play. So people want to crib and cry and whine about like little things. My nose are blown. They want people want to crib and cry and whine about little
Yeah.
things. But then they forget about the bigger aspect of life. I am grateful that I woke up this morning taking a breath of fresh air. I was on a ventilator, so I was breathing artificial air. I am grateful that I woke up and took a breath of fresh air, even if my bank account is nil. Because that is worthy. If I have fresh air in my lungs, I will be able to go out.
There's
tomorrow
always something to
and
be
work.
grateful for, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Yes,
always.
absolutely.
No matter
Yeah.
what. Right now, being on a wheelchair.
And looking at the positive side of things is a choice. So you have that choice, because you're a human being who thinks and feels. So you have that choice, and choosing positive will always be beneficial to you, will attract the right things to you in your life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I never realized this, but this was my mom. Again, she was like, okay,
But you are being this now.
I am
You've become
channeling her.
this.
I'm
Yeah.
channeling her, definitely. And I remember this one aspect where I was just crying. And she's like, you know what? तेरी खुशी ना तेरे हाथ में. So you want to crib and whine and cry. ठीक है, एक दिन हो. You cry all day. मैं तुझे नहीं रोकूंगी. But next day, you're going to do everything that you love and that makes you happy. And I will not stop you. I said, okay. One day I spent crying, Ruchi. It felt like an eternity to me. It felt like at least 100 years. The next day, we went out for pizza, we went out to the mall, we went shopping, we went to the theatre, we saw a movie. I could not believe how fast the day was over. And I was like, yeah, happiness is a choice. I am literally just playing the victim here.
Yeah.
It's all in my head. It's all in my head. I need to get out of this mentality.
And tell me, did you have to work at bringing your body back to a certain level of health? Was it hard work to do that?
Honestly, law of attraction.
Okay.
Law of attraction. So when I say, I got my hands and my fingers working in a month just by visualizing and believing that and having that faith that I'll get them to work. Obviously, I was doing exercises and physiotherapy.
So it was both. It
was both.
It was
just
action as well as your
belief.
thoughts.
Belief.
So this is what the mind and the body are connected, and you can make them both work in tandem for you for success.
Correct. It's very true. And I believe that's what's led me here. That's what's led me here. I believe that, okay, so law of attraction, right? I'm going to give you a very this is irritating. I'm going to give you a very quirky and a very, something that I never believed would happen or I never thought would happen. In 2008, when I shifted here, like every tourist, we went to Salman Khan's house.
Okay.
Bahar, Galaxy, Bandstand pe. We were waiting there, and at that point of time, we heard a lot that he was helping people with disabilities and he was talking to them, reaching out through his foundation, being human organization. And so we wanted to meet him. We waited there for about an hour. My mom went to the Watchman House, and my dad wasn't with me. We went to the Watchman House, my mom went there, and he said कि उस सर घर पे नहीं मिल सकते, and we knew that he was at home. So सबको ही पता था कि कोई शूट नहीं चल रही थी उनकी. Mom came back and she was disappointed. ऐसे तू देखना, सलमान जी ना खुद सामने से आएंगे to work with me. I said this that day and I like wholeheartedly believed it, forgot about it the next second. A decade later, 2018, I literally had got this opportunity where samne se I was called in for an audition to send in my photographs.
Amazing.
Email. Did not know what the brand was, did not know who it was for. When I got confirmation, I realized it was for Being Human. And I was like, okay. And
Amazing.
I then found out that Salman Khan micromanaged everything by himself.
Wow.
He picked.
Amazing. So we are always constantly attracting what we want, and we need to become aware of this, and then use this information to bring into our lives what we want, what we want to create. Yeah.
So start small. Start small even. Start attracting peace into your life.
Right.
Once you get that, that's when you can.
But most important, being the energy of peace. When you are peaceful, and when you want others to be peaceful, when you want peace to surround you, that is when you start attracting peace into your life. You have to first be the energy to attract it into your life. So that's the biggest point here.
Exactly. So if you think that you look like $1 million, you might attract $1 million.
Yeah.
It's
And you
true.
do look like $1 million.
I know. Thank you. That's just